If you're posting every day and still not seeing leads, it's not your algorithm, it's your alignment. Let's fix your message, your mindset, and your method of using AI so that now you can finally create content that sells. This live is for in this live, I'm going to show you how one content calendar got me 42 coaching leads in just 30 days. This live is for the coach where you already have a following on social media, but you're not really sure how to convert those followers into customers. I'm going to show you how you can do that on this live. This live is also for ambitious business owners where you're currently accustomed to getting leads through word of mouth and referrals, but you're not sure how to get them by using social media videos. I want to show you how you can do that in order for you to get your in order for you to attract leads and conversions with your content. So as you're coming in, if you are a business owner, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat so I can go ahead and shout you out. If you're not a business owner, but you want to stick around to be motivated, feel free to stick around and be motivated. Oh, hey, Octavia, my bad, girl. Thank you for telling me. I'll make sure to send you a message back today. I didn't get a chance to go into my DMs yesterday. I had meetings like back to back. Okay, right? So if you are a business owner, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat and I will go ahead and shout you out. If you're not a business owner and you want to stick around and be motivated, feel free to do that. But this live is specifically for business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs, as well as service providers where you want to use social media marketing in order to attract your dream audience so that now you're converting them into customers. Hey, Calvin, how you doing? So thank you all so much for joining me. Hey, Yvette, how's it going? Yvette, I haven't spoken to you in a while. Give me some updates on your business, right? So as you're coming in, feel free to double tap the screen or like this video. The more you engage with this video, the more this social media will push it out. Also, take some time to share this video out. Hit the arrow at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Share it with 15 people in your DMs so that they can also join this live. I love teaching my lives like they are master classes because I understand what it's like to follow social media gurus, get bits and pieces of information, but not really sure how you can use it. Instead, I drop a lot of gems in this live that's going to help you. So even if you're a business owner, coach, or entrepreneur, and you have a question about your content strategy, you have a question about your marketing, feel free to drop that in the chat and I'll be so happy to answer that for you. So today I'm going to talk about how one content calendar gave me 42 coaching leads in 30 days. And I want to share that strategy with you so that now you're attracting customers to your business too. And I saw Octavia write in the chat, toxicity to thriving. That's her business, toxicity to thriving. Any other business owners in the live today, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat so I can go ahead and shout you out. You never know who's tuning in so that they could actually reach out to you. You never know who's tuning in who needs your services. Hey, Jason, thanks so much for joining us. Yes, Yvette, it certainly has been. All right. So, again, I'm going to show you how one content calendar gave me 42 leads in 30 days, right? But before I get into it, I want to share this quick story with you. Well, how about I introduce myself because I didn't do that yet. So I'm Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge-worthy videos on social media. If you have a calling to make an impact in this world, you see yourself on bigger stages, being booked by high-profile podcasts, you should be the next keynote speaker at a big conference. That's where I help you because I show you how to create the video content that's going to grow your following and then convert those followers into customers. So I want to share this story on when I first started my business. And then I'll go into the 3 tips that's going to help you, or I think it's 4 tips that's going to help you with be able to attract leads to your business with your content. So I remember when I first started my business back in 2021, right? So I said to you that I'm a TV producer. I worked in television for over a decade, right? And God called me to actually quit my job and to start my own business. But when he told me to start my own business, I knew that I needed help. I knew that I couldn't do this on my own. How many of you, you're in a position now where you're starting something new? Like you may not be starting your business new, but you may be new to social media and it feels intimidating. It feels like you trying to do it on your own is overwhelming and it's a lot, right? So that's where I was, right? Okay, Octavia says me. That's where I was last year in 2021. And it was overwhelming. And so instead of me trying to figure it out on my own, one thing I did was I went to God and I said, Lord, Send me help. I need a business coach. I can't do this on my own, right? Because here's the thing, when God gives you the vision, he also gives you the provision, but you got to be able to ask for it, right? The Bible says in James, you have not because you ask not. So there I was, I asked God, I said, Lord, I need you to send me a business coach because I can't do this on my own. And God said to me, you find the coach and I'll cover the cost. And I said, okay, we can do that. 1 week later, a woman reaches out to me and she said, Holy Spirit told me to reach out to you. And I'm like, I bet you he did, right? Any of you ever had divine alignment like that before, where a door just opens for you and you just know this was meant for you? You just know that God opened this door for you. That's where I was. And so I had this conversation with this lady, and everything she was talking about was amazing. She could really help me get to the next level in my business, right? And then she quotes her price. She tells me it's going to cost $6,000 to work with her. And my heart sinks. I'm like, what? $6,000? Any of you that ever happened to you before? You see somebody that you want to work with, you see a coach you want to work with, then they quote their price and you're like, you want me to do what? That's where I was. Now, here's the reason why that was my mindset. Because prior to that, I hadn't worked in 18 months. God had called me to quit my job 18 months before hiring my first business coach. And I only had $8,000 in my bank account. At that time, that's the only money left. So I only had money to pay bills for a year. And she wanted 6,000 of it. And I was just like, there's no way this is going to happen. But then I remember what God said to me. God said, you find the coach, I'll cover the cost. And so there I was. I went back to God. I said, Lord, this is the coach that I want. And you said that you'll cover the cost. So by faith, I said to God, this is what you said. And I did what you told me to do, right? But here's the thing. God said he will cover the cost, but he didn't cover the cost before I invested. He didn't do that. By faith, I had to put down the initial deposit. So I didn't give her the full 6,000 in that moment. I just put down the initial deposit of $1,250. That's it. So on that day, I put down $1,250. And the next day, God sent me my first $5,000 client. Okay? My first $5,000 client. He was not lying. He already had the client waiting for me. And here's the thing, some of you, he already has the client waiting for you. He's just waiting for you to invest. I had to release the finances so that I can show him that I'm not making money in idle. Instead, I'm trusting him because I believe that he is the God who will send it right back to me. And he did. 2 days later, I booked my first 5K client. But it didn't stop there. When I joined the program, this lady worked with me and showed me how to build a business. And in 1 month, I made $3,000 I made $1,000 in 3 days. Why? Because whatever she was teaching me, I was able to learn quickly and implement quickly. And I learned something so important in her business, in working with her, that on the other side of investment is advancement. I'm going to say that one more time. On the other side of investment is advancement. I advanced so quickly because I was able to learn the things that I didn't know so I can earn. That's it. You learn quickly so you can earn quickly. Do you know that after leaving her program, so her program ended 2022, do you know that in 2023, I built a 6-figure business? I invested $6,000 into this person's business and I made 6 figures. Would you say that that was worth it? How many of you would be like, yeah, that was worth it, right? And so I learned a vital piece of a principle, which is that on the other side of investment is advancement. The best thing you can do for yourself is invest. And I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about time. If you have decided, I'm building my business, I'm ready to scale it to the next level, prove it by investing in your business. Invest in yourself. For me, I invested the finances and the time. And because of that, I was able to reap a 6-figure business. Do you know that after I hit 6 figures in my business, I went back to her and I gave her a testimony and I said, thank you so much. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. But it started with me getting over my fear of investing. How many of you desire to work with a coach? And it doesn't have to be me. You may have seen coaches throughout the last couple of weeks, and then you saw their price and it made you scared enough not to invest. How many of you have done that? But did you recognize that you're still in the same position? Did you recognize that when you didn't invest, you're still in the same position? Nothing changed about your business. It didn't grow, it didn't scale. You're still in the same position. You're still not creating content. You're still not going live. You're still in the same position 30 days later. That would have been my same fate had I decided to allow my fear to hinder me from investing, because I had an excuse. I hadn't worked in 18 months. I only had enough money to pay bills for the year. And I could have said to myself, nope, I'm just going to use this money and pay bills. That's it. But what would have happened if that was my decision? 1 year later, I would have had no money and I would have been crying to God, Lord, please send me money to pay my bills. That's what would have happened to me 1 year later. But instead, I decided I need to learn how to multiply my money fast. That's it. How many of you in here would love to learn how to multiply your money fast? Because if you learn how to multiply your money fast, you don't have to worry about paying bills because it's going to be covered. Do you know that ever since I invested in that women's coaching program, I built my business to 6 figures and I started paying myself a salary last year in 2024. So I invested in her program in 2021. I graduated from the program in 2022, built a 6-figure business in 2023, started paying myself a salary in 2024. Now I never have to worry about paying bills because my bills are covered. So the only thing that I'm focusing on now is scaling my business so that I can hire employees. I have contractors working with me, but I want to be able to hire employees and continue to grow my business. How many of you in here, you have that dream for your business? That you don't want to just be a solopreneur. You don't want it to just be you. You want to be able to build wealth. And you want to be able to show others how to build wealth. You want to be like a Tyler Perry who started his business and now is employing others. You want to be the reason why others can be able to pay their bills. I feel like I'm talking too big of a vision. I feel like I'm talking too big of a dream because there's some of you who are not even coming into alignment with this. You're just thinking to yourself, well, I just wanted to make extra income. Then this isn't for you. This is for the person where you recognize, no, it's not just me in my business. I'm the CEO. I also need to hire employees. I'm the CEO, but I also need to hire the people where I can be able to help them. Yvette said me. Yes. Thank you, Yvette, for writing that in the chat, because that is what God desires for his people. Not to just start a business and only fund your life and only fund your family, but to start a business where now you are helping others build wealth because you have employed them. That is such a big dream. Hey, Jason, that is such a big dream. But in order for you to get that, you got to think to yourself, how do I get to this advancement? And the other side of advancement is, on the other side of investment is advancement. And when I talk about investment, yes, in my life, it was finances and time. It wasn't just, I'm just only going to invest time. Because here's the thing. Some of you have been investing time. You've been creating the content. You've been going live. You've been posting the videos. You've been going to ChatGPT. You've been going to YouTube University. You have been investing time and you're still in the same position. You haven't seen a shift in your finances yet. You haven't seen a shift in the amount of leads that you're getting yet. And you haven't seen a shift in the amount of sales that you're getting yet. You want to know why? Because you invested time, but you forgot that in order for you to truly get to the next side of your advancement is to invest your finances as well. Why? There's a scripture that says, where your treasure is, so is your heart. And some of you are holding tightly to your treasure that you're telling God, I don't trust you with my treasure. I don't trust you with my treasure. And so because of that, when it comes time for you to invest so that you can learn, you hinder yourself. You freeze. What if this is a scam? How many of you ever thought that before? I want to invest in this coach, but what if this is a scam? What if they cheat me for my money? What if I get played and I don't actually get to learn anything? I've heard people say that. They said, oh, I want to invest Star, but I wonder, like, what if this is a scam? Well, let me ask you this question. How many of you ever went to college? How many of you ever went to college, right? You can just drop a me in the chat. I'm raising my hand. I went to college and I have a master's degree. So how many of you ever went to college, you invested in the tuition, or you took out student loans, right? Now, how many of you who are shaking your head yes, because some of you are listening to me, you can't type, and you're shaking your head yes, yes, I went to college. How many of you who went to college, you're actually working in the field that you went to college for? Some of you were like, no, I'm not. How many of you after college, you were able to find a job right away that paid you 6 figures? How many of you? You went to college and you're working in the field you went to college for, and you're getting paid 6 figures to do that. Maybe one of you. The rest of you are like, no, I majored in this, and now I'm working in a totally different field. The same thing happened to me. When I went to undergrad, I was fed the lie that I will be able to get any job that I want. And I'll be able to live in a house with a white picket fence. Isn't that the American dream? But that didn't happen. After I graduated from college, do you know that I couldn't find a job for 11 months? 11 whole months, I couldn't find a job. And then when I finally did get a job, I was the intern to the executive assistant of a CEO for a nonprofit organization. I was interning with high school students getting paid the same amount of money, but I had a bachelor's degree. How bizarre does that sound? Okay, I'm gonna take it a step further. I then went to get my master's degree because I still was under the thought process that the higher your education, the better the job. So I went and I got a master's degree, took out $58,000 in student loan debt. And do you know that for 2 years, I couldn't find a job? For 2 whole years. Does this sound familiar? Some of you are like, that's exactly what happened to me. And when I finally did find a job, it wasn't in my field. See, I studied film and television, and I didn't work in film and television after getting my master's degree. I worked at a staffing agency. And so the real question is, was I scammed? Did I get scammed going to college? All my life, I have been fed the lie. Go to college, you'll be able to get your dream job. The higher the education, the better the job. And I did that, and that did not happen for me. What happened was I was actually better off just networking. I made more money investing in coaching than I ever did investing in college. So some of you are asking yourself, what if this is a scam? But if you went to college and you're not working in your field, if you went to college and you're still making under 6 figures, you were already scammed. And you're not mad at the world for that. What if this was a new route that God was taking you down? What if God wanted to show you, instead of trying to conform to this world, how you can build wealth instead? That was the lesson I learned when I invested in coaching, because I was under this lie. And when I tell you I was angry for a very long time, I was angry for a very long time. I was on every honor society. I got inducted to every honor society, you name it. I was inducted into it every year in college, thinking that I was building up my resume and this was going to help me to get a job. I thought that college was the only way. That's it. And then I quickly learned that it wasn't. And last year, I had to let go of all of these false beliefs that college was going to be my savior. Working corporate and 9 to 5 was going to be my savior. What God showed me was, instead, I'm showing you another way. This is the way that a lot of people do not talk about, which is how to build wealth for yourself and your family. And you don't need to go to college for that. I see so many people like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go to college for marketing. I'm gonna go to college for business, but they don't actually show you how to build your own business. You may learn the knowledge, but you don't truly learn how to build a business until you're putting it into action. That's why a lot of you can YouTube all you want, but you're not seeing any shift in your life because you're not actually putting it into action, and you're not working with someone who can show you how to do that. When I invested in my coach, my entire life changed. I advanced quickly because I no longer had to try to figure it out on my own. So if you're in here right now and you're like, I'm tired of trying to figure it out on my own. I have tried the YouTube thing. I have posted the content. I have asked, I have followed this guru and that guru. And you're ready to work with a coach who can actually show you the step by step on how to create content that sells. Then I want you to go ahead and DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to our AI content to cash challenge. In the challenge, our goal is to show you how to create content that sells using AI tools so you can be able to create the content faster. That's our goal. But here's the thing, this is a small investment. So I don't want you thinking that you're coming in, it's going to be a free challenge. It's not a free challenge. It's a small investment. But for this small investment, you're able to join us live for the challenge. You're able to ask your questions in the challenge, and we give you a live response in the challenge. That's the goal. You join us on Zoom, and we teach you each day of the challenge what videos to create to attract your following, what videos to create in order for you to be able to convert your followers into customers. No more piecemeal, no more trying to figure it out on your own. We give you the exact strategy that I use to build my business to six figures. And because of that, a lot of my clients who have joined the challenge have walked away. One person, she made 30 leads. She got 30 leads in overnight because she asked me one question. She said, Star, how do I get leads in my business? I gave her the strategy. The next day, she got 30 leads. One person made $750 in the challenge. She made a profit in the challenge because she said, Star, how much do I charge this client? And I told her how much to charge, and she did it. The thing is, on the other side of investment is your advancement. But are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Some of you, your real reason for not investing is because you're not ready for the advancement. You like hiding. You like not being seen. You like not being held accountable or being responsible for the people that you're called to bless. You like dragging your feet and procrastinating, and you like being perfect, because if everything is perfect, then you know that you don't ever have to get started. There's a high calling on your life. There's a responsibility on your life to transform lives. And you know that if you keep on playing small, that you won't actually have to step up and do that. Only thing is, your desires won't let you shrink. Every night you are having dreams of yourself on big stages. Every night you're having dreams of yourself. One of you or two of you, you have dreams where there's light coming from your hands. And when you lay your hands on someone, they heal. And that's because you're called to have a business of healing. But you can always use the excuse, I don't know what to do, so that you don't actually get started. Or you can, by faith, decide, I'm going to invest so I can advance, because I'm tired of just sitting here and not walking in my calling. Octavia says, is this for a specific business? Because I know everyone's business is different. So I only work with service providers. So if you're a coach, a consultant, you are a photographer, interior designer, you are a realtor, like this will work for you because you provide a service to someone. If you work in insurance, that's a service that you provide. If you're a relationship coach, a fitness coach, a money coach, a therapist, all this challenge will work for you because I show you how to sell your services to your audience. This challenge especially works for you if you're selling high ticket, right? So anything over $1,000. That's our goal. Why? Because when you're selling high ticket, you can make money a lot faster. That's what I learned when I invested in my coach. Because when I first started, I was selling a $27 offer, a $47 offer. I was selling a $97 offer, but my audience wasn't large enough for me to hit six figures selling low ticket. And that's where some of you are. Your audience isn't large enough for you to sell the low ticket. And so because of that, you're selling low ticket and not making a lot of money. So instead, what happened was my coach shifted me. And instead of me selling a $475 offer, I started to sell a $5K offer. And the first person ended up booking right away because she was ready. She was waiting, right? So there are some of you in here where you're like, I want to sell high ticket, or I want to sell my service and I don't want to discount it. That's what we help you to do inside the challenge. Yvette said, trying desperately to get back in your program. Yvette, shoot me a DM so I can know what's hindering you from joining. And I want to give you a strategy that you can work. Awesome. Yes, Jason says, and without knowing Jesus, so we can do better. But I think I found one. So I am praying for God's favor, but I don't think she's in your program. Okay, Jason, that's actually a great thing that you found someone that you want to work with. And so you're praying, absolutely. Pray and then take your next step. Take your next step, which is investing. All right. So if you're in here, you're like, that's what I want. You spoke to my soul. Octavia, tell me what your business is. What's your business so I can know? And are you just starting out? So in my challenge, I work with people where they already have clients, and what you want to do is scale. You want to increase your clients, right? Daily Mo Tips says, I am in digital marketing. Yes, I work with you too, Daily Mo Tips. So we've had many people come into the challenge who work in digital marketing, right? So for some of you, digital marketing. So I teach digital marketing, by the way, but some of you may be doing MRR, right? Where you already have the digital marketing program and you're showing people how they can use that program to make money each day, whether it's $300 a day, $600 a day, or $900 a day. We do help you with marketing that to your audience. Absolutely. We've had Marianne, who was actually doing MRR, Daily Mo Tips, right? Marianne came into the challenge, and when she came into the challenge, we helped her with her messaging. And after that, during the challenge, she got 13 leads. But the best part about Marianne is that 2 weeks after leaving the challenge, she went viral and got 60,000 leads, right? And that's by her selling MRR. Now, here's the thing, because some of you are like, 60,000 leads. Oh my goodness, STAR's program must work. The program does work, but you also have to do the work. The reason why Marianne got 60,000 leads 2 weeks after the challenge is because Marianne wasn't a beginner to business. She had a business prior to MRR. So she already had a business mindset. So the only thing we were showing her was how to shift from her first business to using MRR on social media. And once she did that, it clicked for her and she was able to take off. If you're starting out from scratch, you may not get 60,000 leads in 2 weeks because you don't know how to sell yet. You don't know how to do marketing. You don't know how to speak your dream client's language yet, right? So it may take a little bit longer, but you still will be able to learn how to attract the leads. Okay, Octavia says, my business is selling a workbook called Toxicity to Thriving. I'm just starting. The book is published. Okay, good. So yes, we can show you how to sell that book, Octavia, but are you only selling the workbook, or do you have a coaching program? Or do you have a membership that's going with it? Or is it just the workbook and you haven't sold any yet? And I ask because if you just have the workbook and you haven't sold any yet, then I would recommend that you work with one of my friends. She is amazing at showing you how to sell your books, your workbooks, and your products. Okay, good. So Octavia, I'm going to send you to my girl, Quanda. Her business is called Building a Business with God. She's amazing at showing you how to sell your products to your audience, so that you can actually sell it and make a lot of money from it. She's so great at it. So her name on TikTok is called Building a Business with God. I don't see her on here today, but I will also send you a DM with her details. She's really good at it. She'll show you exactly what content to create in order to attract the people to your workbook. Okay, Daily Mo Tips says, how much is the challenge? So you're welcome, Octavia. So the challenge for the VIP level, again, when you join us in VIP, you're actually going to join us live. So this is not pre-recorded content. You're going to be live with us on Zoom. You'll be able to ask your questions. I'll answer it right then and there, but we'll walk you through your content strategy. And each day of the challenge, I'm showing you what content to create in order for you to get sales. That's the goal of the challenge, right? In addition to us showing you what content to create, you actually create the content, and then we audit your videos in the challenge. Why is this important? When your videos get audited in the challenge, you now know why your videos are working and why they're not working. That's the goal. There are some of you right now where you're posting videos and it feels like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. You've hopped on this trend, you've hopped on that trend, and nothing is working. So when you're in the challenge, the videos we show you to how to create, we then audit those videos and we show you how to pivot so that now you have my eyes moving forward, creating the content. And when you have my eyes, these eyes are programmed for profit. So now when you create your videos will be programmed for profit. All of that for only $297. That's it. That's how inexpensive it is. That's how low cost it is. Just $297, just so that you can learn what videos to put out in order to attract your leads and your sales. Now, here's the thing. We have two levels to our challenge. We have VIP and we have the diamond experience. And so that was the VIP that I shared with you, Motives. Our diamond experience is only for business owners where you value exclusivity. You value one-on-one time, and you want to be able to have an elite content strategy session with me and just be able to speak. And I'll share with you your content strategy as well as show you how to speak your dream customer's language. In that session, it's only 30 minutes. And let me tell you, everyone who is taking that session has taken off. When Marianne got the 60,000 leads from one viral video, it's because she did that session. Last 2 months ago, Keith and Vanessa, their name on TikTok is called Blank Page to Author. They also did that session and they got super clear on what they were selling. Their service that they were selling was about $1,000. But after they were done with that session, that service now became $5,000. So that now they can book 5K clients, right? And so that is only for $597. So again, it's for the coach, the service provider, or the business owner where you value exclusivity. You want to be able to work with the coach one-on-one without having to invest $10,000 to do it. That is for the diamond experience. Okay, daily motives. The challenge is 5 days. So we're kicking off next week. It's Monday through Friday. That's when the challenge is. You do get access to replays, by the way. So for those of you who are like, oh, I won't be able to join live, right? It's a live challenge, but you'll also get access to replays. If you're in VIP, the replays are only available for 24 hours after the challenge ends. But if you are in Diamond Experience, you get the replays for life. All right? Awesome. Let's see. Okay, great. So again, if you want to get access, I'm going to pin the link on the screen right now for my TikTokers. There you go. So I've just pinned the notice. All you have to do is click right there. DM me the word challenge accepted. Send me your email address as well so I can send you the challenge details. And if you are on YouTube, you can actually head to the website. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. Yep. You can head to this website, content2cashchallenge.com. Actually, let me just drop this one here. This is the VIP ticket because I know there's a lot of you who are like, I want to get access to the VIP ticket. So here we go. content2cashchallenge.com/VIP so that you can get access to the VIP section of the challenge right now. Now, here's the thing. For those of you who are the first 5 people to sign up for VIP, you'll get access to our AI Content Generator Pro. This Content Generator Pro is no game. It is no joke. It will produce your scripts. It will produce your captions, your hooks, your headlines, and your content ideas for you. So if you're in here and you're like, oh my goodness, I am so tired of trying to figure it out on my own, I actually did the work for you. All you have to do is tell it who your dream client is, and it will start to give you the scripts for your videos, your captions, your hooks, your headlines, all of that for your content so that now you can create the content that sells. But it's only for the first 5 people to sign up for VIP. We already have 3 people signed up. So if you are number 6 to sign up, you'll still be VIP, but you won't get access to the AI Content Generator Pro. So I do encourage you, don't wait. Just sign up today, get access to your Content Generator Pro. Join us on Monday in the AI Content to Cash Challenge so we can start helping you with your content. If you are a Diamond Experience member, you get access to the AI Content Generator Pro, period. Like it doesn't have to be the first 5 to sign up. All right, so let's get in today. Today, we're talking about how one content calendar gave me 42 coaching leads in 30 days. And I want to show you how you can do the same thing as well, right? And that is with 3 tips. So if you are taking notes, this is where you want to take notes. It is define, align, and design. So one more time. Oh, that rhymed. Look at me. I can't stop. Okay, one more time, right? Define, align, and design. So if you're taking notes, this is where you want to take notes, and we'll go deeper into each one. Okay, so define your message. Define your message. Some of you, the reason why you are not reaching your audience, like you're putting out your videos, some of you are posting 3 or 4 times a day, right? Your following is growing, but your comments aren't. You're getting 0 comments on your post. And then you'll get one video that takes off. It'll have 1,000 views, it'll have 10,000 views with 2 comments on it. And you're like, okay, this must be what my audience wants. But still, they're not buying. They're not buying. Some of you are noticing that the link in your bio, the link is getting clicks, right? You're checking your analytics and it's showing that your link is getting clicks, but the checkout isn't. People are not checking out. They're going to your page, but they're not checking out, right? And so if you use this tip right here, you can shift that. And that is by defining your message. You want to get clear on who you're talking to. Right now, you're putting out content and they have no idea that you're talking to them. Your dream clients have no idea that you're talking to them. That's why you're seeing your views are up and down. Your comments are 1 comment here, 2 comments there, and that's it, right? But if you define your message and you clearly say who you're talking to, now your dream audience can hear. And so I'll give you an example from my life. When I first started putting out video content, I was teaching my audience, right? But barely anyone was checking for me. And then when I said this one thing, I said, if you are over 40 and not that tech savvy, when I put that in my video, so many people started reaching out and saying, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was your dream client. That's my point. There are a lot of you where you're putting out content right now and your audience have no idea that you're talking to them. They have no idea that they are your dream client because you haven't called them out. Instead, in your mind, you're like, oh, I have my client avatar. My client avatar is Black women between the ages of 35 and 40. The only problem is that is too vague. That's too vague. Because it's hard to create content where you're saying, could you imagine someone creating a video that's like, if you're a Black woman between the ages of 35 and 40? That sounds so horrible. That's horrible marketing, right? But what if you went a bit deeper to understand your dream client's language and you understood that your dream client isn't just women between the ages of 35 and 40, but these are single women who are tired of being on dating apps because all they're doing is going on a bunch of first dates, but it's never leading to a relationship. That's a lot clearer than if you're between the ages of 35 and 40, because now you can create content that says, if you've been on every single dating app and you've gone on 50 first dates, but it never went to a relationship, here's how I can help you. And now your audience is like, oh, that's me. That's exactly what I'm going through. When you define who you're talking to, the goal is to get your audience to say, you're talking to me. You're right in my head. That's when they start to buy from you. But if you don't know how to be that clear, what's going to happen is you'll keep creating content that gets bypassed. You'll keep creating content that no one pays attention to, right? So you want to make sure that you're shifting. Who are you talking to? And be super clear on who you're talking to. Call them out so that they can hear you, right? So I have a client who did this, a former client who did this. Her name is Christiana. She's a mom and a multiple entrepreneur. When she first started, she already had a luxury wedding business that took off and was successful. Then she wanted to start a business online where she was now reaching a new audience and showing them how to build a 6-figure business. What we did was we helped her to create her offer and showed her how to speak to her dream client on TikTok. And then she went live and got 10 new clients in 1 month. Come on now. 10 new clients in 1 month from following the strategy that we gave her. What would 10 new clients in 1 month do for you? Now, I want you to think about this. If you have an offer that is $5,000, 10 new clients in 1 month at $5K is $50,000. That's a $50K month that you just got, all because you followed this strategy and you were super clear with your dream client. Now, some of you are like, but I don't have a $5K offer. So I want you to think about, what is the price of your offer? Is it $1,000? Is it $1,500? Some of you, it may even be $10,000. And times that by 5. Would that be worth it? Would that be worth it? If you were able to get 10 new clients right? Would that be worth it for you? Some of you are like, yes, that would definitely be worth it. But I want you to think about this. I have a former client where she joined us in a challenge 2 months ago. Her offer is $25,000. And one of the first things I ask whenever you join us in a challenge, I ask this one question that says, how much money do you want to make from social media each month? So if you're tuning in right now, I want you to write that in the chat. How much money do you want to make from social media each month? Go ahead and write that in the chat. Because what happens is a lot of people, you don't think about it, right? Like, you want to make money, but you don't actually verbalize or write it down someplace. This is how much money I want to make each month. So you don't actually do that. So you don't know what it takes to hit that number. So that's the question I ask every single one of my clients. When you join the challenge on the first day, how much money do you want to make from social media each month? So this person, when she joined the challenge, she says she wants to make $25,000 each month. I said, that's amazing. That's perfect. I said, how much is your offer? She told me her offer was $25,000. I said, girl, that's one client. All she needs to do is book one client each month and she will hit her goal. I encouraged her to think bigger. I said, you can think bigger than that. You don't only have to book just one client a month. You can book 2 clients a month. You can book 3 clients a month, right? And she said to me, I never thought that I could make that much money from social media. How many of you are thinking that right now? How many of you are thinking, I never thought I could make $50,000 from social media? I never thought I could make 6 figures from social media. How many of you are thinking that right now? That's the mindset that we like to shift, because it's totally possible. When I was able to hit 6 figures in my business, we were making $8,000 to $10,000 a month. That's what we did. Our goal now is to scale. We're scaling so that we're hitting 30K months and 80K months. And you can do that from social media when you have a marketing system that's working for you. But if you don't know marketing, it's never going to work out, because a lot of you in here think that just posting the video is what's going to get your audience. No, you need a marketing system, especially when you're selling high ticket. You have to have a certain amount of touch points for your audience to convert. What do I mean by touch points? I mean that your audience needs to see you a certain amount of time. They need to engage with you a certain amount of times, and they got to have a intimacy with you a certain amount of times before they decide to invest. When you are selling high ticket and when people are buying high ticket, that is not a logical decision. It is an emotional decision. So from your content to your conversation, you have to connect with your audience emotionally in order for them to buy. But if you don't connect with them emotionally, they will never invest. And that's where some of you are struggling now. And you're thinking you have to discount your offer in order for people to invest, because you're getting a lot of people coming and watching your videos and telling you, oh, I can't afford that. That's too high. Check back with me in a month. Well, that means you're reaching the wrong audience. If all you keep hearing is, I can't afford, that means you're reaching people who have a broke mindset. Broke mindset people or poverty mindset people can't afford nothing. Nothing. Every time you turn around, they can't afford to bring food to the family Thanksgiving. They can't afford to go to a picnic. That is always their mindset. I can't afford. It is the first thing that comes out of their mouth. You want to go on vacation? I can't afford. But I can't afford keeps them stuck. That's it. And so you don't want to talk to people like that, because it's going to take a lot of time to try to help them overcome that mindset. You want to work with people who think things like, how can I? What do I need to do to be able to get this, because this is what I want? And so I have had clients where I have quoted them my price and they have told me, you know what? Give me 1 hour and I'll get the money. Give me 2 days and I'll get the money. And they come back. Why? Because they have integrity and they know what they want. So your shift now is speaking directly to the dream clients where they are ready to buy. And even if they don't have the money in this moment, they know this is what I'm going to do to get the money and come back to you. That's it. That's how simple it is, right? But if you're in here and you're like, I never thought about that before, I don't even know how to do that, then join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. You don't have to figure it out on your own. Like, our goal is to get you out of the process of thinking that you have to do this on your own. The worst thing that would have affected my business is if I decided to try to build it on my own. When God told me to start my business, immediately I said to him, I need a coach because I wasn't doing this on my own. There are some of you in here where you're Christians, right? And you know the New Testament Bible, right? I want you to think about Jesus. When Jesus was starting up his ministry, did he do it on his own? He could have, but he didn't. The very first thing he did was he got disciples because he recognized if I'm going to go far further and if I'm going to build something that outlasts me, I'm going to need people to be with me. And that's what you need. If you want to build something that's bigger than your inner circle, if you want to build something that's bigger than your local community, you can't do this by yourself. You need community and direction. So if you're like, that's what I want, I'm tired of trying to figure it out on my own. 1 month, our sales are at $8,000. The next month is at $1,000. Let's shift that. So we can show you how to bring in the consistent 10K months, the consistent 20K months and beyond. If you're like, that's exactly what I want, go ahead. If you're on TikTok, click the orange button at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and DM me the word challenge accepted. Send me your email address as well, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're on Instagram and LinkedIn, you can DM challenge accepted, and I'll send you an invite to the challenge. But if you are watching from YouTube, all you have to do is head to this website, content2castchallenge.com/VIP, and secure your ticket. Again, the first 5 people to sign up for VIP gets access to the AI Content Generator Pro. And again, we already have 3 people who are signed up for it. So really, it's only 2 slots left that can get the AI Content Generator. So if you're someone where you're like, I'm tired of trying to script myself, because some of you, the reason why you're not creating content right now is because you have to write the script for your videos and you don't know what to write. Some of you, the reason why you're not selling right now is because you're afraid of sounding salesy and you don't know what to say in your videos to get people to buy from you. So what did I do? I created this AI Content Generator Pro to do it for you. It'll tell you exactly what to say. It'll write the script for you. Some people are like, I'm joining the challenge just so I can get this Content Generator Pro, right? And this pro, all you have to do is put your dream client into it and it will create the content for you. So now the only thing, now you won't have scripting as hindering you. It'll just be for you to shoot and post. That's our goal. Our goal is to make your content creation process as simple as possible so that now all you do is show up and post. That's it. Shoot and post. Shoot and post. How simple is that? Hey, Edward, thanks for joining us. So Edward said, how much is the challenge? So for the challenge, when you're joining us at the VIP level, for VIP, you get to join us in Zoom. So it's a live challenge. This is not pre-recorded. We are not one of those people where we're going to give you a bunch of recordings and you got to do it yourself. This is not self-paced at all. We do it with you, right? And it's a challenge for a reason. So that means it's going to be fast-paced. But if you're someone where you need help with implementing, because here's the thing, for some of you, this is not your first challenge. This is not your first coach either. You've joined other coaching programs, but you struggled in it because you needed help with implementation. So this challenge, our main focus is to help you implement the content, get you putting out the content that's selling so that you can reach your ideal audience. In addition to that, you get to ask your questions and we give you real-time answers in that moment. All of that for only $297. That is a steal on top of getting the AI Content Generator Pro, right? Now, if you wanted to join us for the Diamond Experience, the Diamond Experience is only for the business owners and coaches where you value exclusivity. You want that one-on-one time. You want to feel elite. You want one up on your competition. And when you're in the challenge, you want to take off. You want to advance faster than anyone else. In the Diamond Experience, you get access to a one-on-one elite content strategy session with me. It's complimentary. It's 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, we identify your dream client. I show you how to speak their language, and I show you what content to create to get them to buy from you. That's it. Everyone who have joined that 30-minute session have always walked away with a transformed business quickly, not slowly. There are some of you where you have been trying to figure out what content to create for months. You've been running out of ideas for months. You don't know how to speak to your client and you're not super clear on how to speak to them through your videos for months. But when you join us in the Diamond Experience, in just 30 minutes, you learn how to do that. And now you take off. But here's the thing, you get access to this complimentary session prior to the challenge. So if you join us for the Diamond Experience today, I will send you access to booking the call with me as early as today. We can get on the phone tomorrow. We can get on the phone on Friday so that now you know exactly who to talk to in your content and what to say that's going to get them to buy from you. And for the Diamond Experience, it's only $597. That's it. Again, it's only for the business owners and coaches where you value exclusivity. If you don't value exclusivity, you don't want to feel elite, you don't want that one-on-one time, just sign up for VIP. That's totally fine. But if you're like, no, Star, I want one-on-one, I want to ask you questions, and I want a specific strategy for my business, that's where Diamond Experience comes in. Once you get access to the website, right? All you have to do, if you're looking at it on your mobile phone, there's going to be a video of me that pops up. Click out of the video, scroll down, you'll see two options, VIP or Diamond Experience. You choose what works best for your business. Okay? All right. So today we're talking about how one calendar gave me 42 coaching leads in 30 days. And the first tip I shared was to define your message. When I defined my message and I actually called out who my dream client was, people started saying, I didn't know that I was your dream client. But now they can opt in, they can self-identify. This is who Star is talking to. I want to work with her, right? So that was the first thing that shifted my content. The next thing is align. Align. So if you're taking notes, this is the second tip. Align your beliefs with success. Align your beliefs with success. Replace fear with truth. A lot of people are inconsistent because they don't know what to, it's not because they don't know what to post, it's because they are afraid. So some people, they're inconsistent, not because they don't know what to post, but because they are afraid. They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid to sell. They're afraid of looking like a fraud. That's imposter syndrome, by the way. And so because of that, you're inconsistent. What if they judge me? What if they leave bad comments? What if someone thinks I'm just trying to get them for their money? See, for those of you in here where you're like, I want to invest in coaching, but I think it's a scam. The reason why you're not getting the sales that you want to is because you're attracting the same people with your mindset. When I'm showing up and I'm looking for a coach, not once do I ever think it's a scam. Only one time. The very first time the very second time I was working with a coach. I was getting ready to invest, right? Now, this coach, some of you may know him. His name is Myron Golden, right? So he's my second business coach. And the name of his business is called Skillionaire Enterprises. Now, when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, is this a legit business? What if it's not real? And this is a lot of money that I'm about to give him, right? That fear started to speak to me, and I almost didn't invest. But God said to me, didn't I tell you to invest in that program? There are some of you here where God told you to invest in a program. In fact, you prayed and asked God to send you the money for the program. He sent you the money and you used it on a bill. Tisk, tisk. And the only reason why I know you did that is because I did that. I prayed and I asked God to send me the money to join Myron Golden's program. He sent me the money and I got scared. I said, oh no, wait, maybe I should. And I started paying bills and I started investing in little TikTok programs. And God stopped me before I invested too much. He stopped me and he said, didn't I tell you to invest in Myron's program? That was very specific. Some of you in here think that God won't tell you to invest in a certain coach. Yes, he would, because that coach has something for you. See, I invested in Myron Golden's program, not only for what he was about to teach me, but this man was showing up differently. I grew up in a society, and by society, I mean, I grew up in the Bronx in a church that preached poverty. What do I mean by that? They never talked about wealth. They never talked about kingdom wealth. They never showed you how to get wealth. They always made it seem like that money was the root of all evil. Who am I talking to right now? because you grew up in a similar church. You probably wondering if I went to your church. Hey, Marina, how you doing? Right? Where they only talked about money as if it were bad. And so I grew up with a mindset that money was bad. I grew up with a mindset that I shouldn't desire it. I remember I was talking to a friend, and she was leading a ministry, and I said, I really want $1 million. And she asked me why. And she said it as if me just wanting it wasn't enough. There are some of you where you have been shamed from just desiring a lot of money as if you needed to have a reason just to desire it. Oh, God will only give it to you if you're going to use it for good. Where says that in the Bible? It don't say that in the Bible. Cain, who murdered his brother, was wealthy. He built cities. He had a lot of money, and he did not use it for good. Now, I'm not out here saying that you should make money and not use it for good. I'm just saying you don't have to have a good reason to desire money. God already said, I'm the one who gives you the power to get wealth. So, because I had a poverty mindset and I had a money block and I had adversity between me and money, God said, I need to transform your mind. And what he did was he told me to invest in Myron Golden's program, because here was Myron Golden transforming my mind when it came to wealth. And I recognized Myron as some type of John the Baptist who was baptizing God's people into wealth and prosperity. And I wasn't going to learn that from any other coach. I'll tell you that right now. I wasn't going to learn that from any other coach. There are some coaches that God has specifically for you, not just so that you can grow your business, but so that he can renew your mind, because the way that they think, the way that he is trained, the way that he has built them up to think, the way that he has skilled them in a certain area that you need that will transform your soul, only they can do that for you. So there I was, ready to invest my money into bills when God stopped me and said, didn't I tell you to join that program? So there are some of you right now in disobedience because you asked for the money to join a program and you used it for something else. May I offer you some advice? The next time you ask God, please send the money for this program, use it for that program. May I also share that you will get a bill that pops up out of nowhere. A tax bill will come out of nowhere as well. And one of your friends or your mama will reach out because they're in foreclosure and need you to give them money. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you ask God to give you money for a program, use it. Use the money that he sends you for that program. Why? Because he's testing your obedience. Will you do what I told you to do? The person who's in foreclosure, the bill that comes out of nowhere, the tax that comes out of nowhere, that is there to test you. It's testing your obedience. Will you honor your word to God, or will you give in to fear and people pleasing? That's it. Some of you are like, oh my goodness, I did not sign up for this. I didn't know that she was going to come and attack my soul. But that's what happens when you work with a coach. Every coach I work with helped me to think higher than where I was thinking. And that's why I'm able to be so successful. If I stayed at the mindset of poverty and money block, there's no way I could charge the prices that I charge. There is no way I could show you how to sell high ticket. Once I invested in Myron Golden's program, I no longer had a fear to charge $10,000 for my program. I'm not talking about the challenge. The challenge is not 10K. My academy is $10,000. And I tell people that it's $10,000. And I'm not afraid to say it. I don't hide it either. If you booked a free content consultation with me, one of the lines says working with Star is a 4-figure investment starting at $2,000. I'm not afraid to say that. Some of you are afraid to say your price online because you don't want to scare people off. But may I say that's the reason why you keep getting a bunch of people who tell you that they can't afford, because you keep trying to hide your price. Why? Say it so you can get rid of the people who can't afford or in their mind can't afford. Which, by the way, those same people who can't afford your service is paying Beyonce for hers. Okay? And Beyonce isn't promising that they're going to be able to build wealth. Beyonce isn't promising that they'll have better relationships either. Beyonce is promising that you will be entertained over the next couple of hours, and then that's it. So her promise is fleeting, but your business is life transforming. Their life will be transformed once they work with you. And not just their life, the people that they touch after that will be transformed. So when I say align your mind with success, that's what I mean. Yes, thank you, Kwanda. That's what I mean. Align your mind with success. Don't be afraid to quote your prices because you want to scare off the people who can't afford. Let them afford Beyonce and stay broke, busted, and disgusted where in their space. And instead attract the people who desire transformation. Because here's the truth: information is cheap, but transformation will cost you. That's the reason why there's a lot of people out here. They got a lot of information. They know how to do SEO. They did this on YouTube. They did that. And it's taking them years to figure things out because they didn't invest any type of finances. All they did was waste their time. But when it comes to transformation, true transformation, there's a cost attached to it. And that is because people do not value free. They just don't. I've tested it. This same challenge that I'm offering you right now, right? So I told you VIP is $297, and then our diamond experience is $597. In 2023, we had general admissions for $97, and we had VIP for $297. Guess which one of the two always sold? Guess which one would sell all the time? It will sell out every single time. If you're thinking to yourself VIP, you're correct. Our VIP always sold out. It's the most popular thing. It didn't matter that we had a lesser price for general admissions. Anyone who came in through general admissions will never do the work at $97. They just wouldn't. Maybe one person, and she upgraded to join our academy. But anyone who came in at $97, they would not see results because they would not do the work because it was too low. But at VIP, they always got results. All right, so I did a test. 2024, we decided to make general admissions free and make VIP $147. Guess which one of the two always sold out? If you're thinking VIP, you are correct. Because at general admissions, we barely had anyone sign up. And if someone did sign up, they didn't show up. Why? Because there was no investment, none whatsoever. And still VIP sold out. Now we're doing another test. We said, okay, people don't like general admissions. People don't want to be regular schmegula. They don't want to be treated regular schmegula. They want special treatment the whole way through. And so what do? We put our prices back to its original price, $297 for VIP, and Diamond Experience is $597. Guess which one sells out every time? If you said VIP, absolutely. It sure did. People just love VIP. However, at least one person will opt in for Diamond Experience. Why? Because my audience is attracted to exclusivity and elitism, which taught me something, that my audience are premium buyers and they don't want cheap. They recognize that when I invest, I advance. That's what they recognize. They recognize that transformation costs something. And I want to show you how to speak to audience members like that, where instead of you selling a $27 offer, you're now selling a $2,700 offer. Instead of you selling a $2,700 offer, you're now selling a $27,000 offer. Do you know how many people come to me and think that I'm going to show them how to sell a $10 offer or a $100 offer? And after one session, they are convinced that they can sell a 10K offer. And now they're like, Star, I want to work with you to sell this 10K offer. Why? Because one, I'm skilled at selling high ticket. That's courtesy of working with Myron Golden and Natalie Taylor, my first two coaches, right? And then two, I recognize that when you're speaking to premium buyers, there's certain language you need to use so that they will buy from you. Premium buyers are not struggling. Premium buyers are not broke, busted, or disgusted, nor are they stuck. Premium buyers want next level strategy. Premium buyers want your confidence to know that it's going to work. Your premium buyers never ask, is this a scam? No, they don't do that. They recognize I'm going to invest in this. I just want to make sure that I'm going to get the result I'm investing in. Premium buyers also recognize that when you invest at a low level, you're only going to get both but so much for a result. But when you invest at a high level, your result is going to be much higher. That's what premium buyers recognize. Low ticket buyers, or I should say bargain buyers. And there's nothing wrong with bargain buyers because Walmart is very successful. Target is very successful. Bargain buyers are always comparing prices. Oh, well, I can get it cheaper here. And don't realize that they compromise on the quality. They compromise on the quality. So for my buyers, they value quality. So if you're in here and you're like, I want to know how to talk to buyers like that, where I don't have to discount my offer and I don't have to keep getting people who's telling me I can't afford. Instead, they're ready to invest right now at high ticket. Then join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. Some of you already, just from listening to me speak, your mindset was already shifted. And now you're ready to raise your price. You just want to know now, how do I speak to the people ready to buy at this level? DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the AI Content to Cash Challenge. If you desire diamond experience because you desire, I want exclusivity, I want elitism, I want one-on-one time with Star, then when you DM me, I will send you the access to the diamond experience so you can join us and book your elite complimentary session with me tomorrow. That's it. We can meet as early as tomorrow. The challenge kicks off on Monday, by the way. So for those of you who are thinking, oh, maybe I should wait, you're going to miss out. Think about how long you have been waiting to work with a coach. Think about how long you've been waiting to put out your content. Did you ever do it? Some of you are like, oh yeah, I did it 3 months later. And when did you get your result? You're delaying your results every time you delay working with your coach. So if you're like, I don't want to delay anymore, I want to join. If you're on YouTube, that's the link right there, contenttocashchallenge.com/VIP. If you want the diamond experience, actually, I'll give you the diamond experience right here. Some of you are like, I need that diamond right now. If you're on YouTube and you want the diamond experience, there it is right there displayed on the screen. For those of you who are going to DM me and you want the diamond experience, just type diamond experience and I'll send you that website so that you get access to it. All right. All right. Who's feeling blessed by this? Drop a I'm blessed in the chat if you're feeling blessed by this. Yes. Jason said they cannot afford free. That's the name of his business, by the way, Freedom Academy. So he's like, they cannot afford free. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Calvin. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to give you this final tip. Then we got to wrap up, right? So I'm talking about how one calendar gave me 42 coaching leads in 30 days. I gave you the first tip, which was to define your message, right? Being super clear on who you're reaching so that they can know that you're talking to them. The second one was to align your beliefs with success. Shift your mindset from hiding your high ticket prices to actually sharing it with your audience. Scare off the people who don't want to buy and attract the people who do. Shift your language so that now you're speaking to premium buyers. And the last one is design your content using AI. Design your content using AI. AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude.ai, you can name it, Centra, all of these AI tools will help you to brainstorm content ideas. It will help you to write hooks. It will help you to map out your scripts and generate captions. Oh, by the way, did I tell you about the AI Content Generator Pro that I created for you? Yes. Everything that I just mentioned, you actually don't have to try to figure out how to prompt ChatGPT in order to get these things. I did it for you already. So all you have to do when you sign up for VIP, again, it only goes to the first 5 people to sign up for VIP, right? When you sign up for VIP, you get this Content Generator Pro and you type in who your dream client is and it will do the work for you. That's how simple it is, right? The key is to train your AI with your voice, your audience, and your offers. So whenever we're showing you how to use these AI tools, and we're going to show you in the challenge, we're showing you how to use it so that it speaks your language, so that it speaks to your audience, and that it promotes your offers. So let me give you an example. How many of you have ever told ChatGPT who your dream client is, right? And then you've asked ChatGPT for content ideas. And then you've asked ChatGPT to write your script or your caption. And it has done that for you, but it didn't sound like it was talking to your dream client. And then you had to go back to chat and say, this isn't talking to my dream client. And then chat goes, oh yeah, this is your dream client. Okay. Chat does that to me all the time. And that is because we're in the process of training chat to speak to my dream client. So you have to be on guard when you're using chat. Now, if you've never had that experience, that means that you don't fully know who your dream client is, right? Because that means you're just taking whatever ChatGPT is telling you and you're taking that and putting that out, and your content still isn't working. And that's because even though you prompted chat, it still does whatever it wants. Sometimes you have to realign it. You have to, what is the word? Bring it, you have to pull chat back in. I always have to go, chat, this is not my dream client. And then chat goes, oh yeah, you're right. And then gives me the right thing. But if you've never done that, you're putting out generic content and wondering why it's not working. You're using prompts that people are giving you and wondering why you're not getting the same result. And that's because the prompt alone isn't going to lead to profits. The prompt is the first step. That's it. But if you don't have a system or funnel put in place for marketing and sales, forget about it. You ain't going to get your 10K months, 20K months, 30K months, right? And so what we show you inside the challenge is how you can build. And I don't want to just say build. We show you the system that I built for myself that helped me to hit 6 figures, right? And then we show you how to build it yourself using AI tools to do it faster. Because when I built my system, I didn't use a lot of AI tools. Why? Because it wasn't as popular yet. It was just becoming to be popular. But now with the AI tools, you can actually use it to build the system faster. Now, some of you, you're hearing me say the word system and you're getting scared because you're thinking to yourself, I'm not that tech savvy. I'm already struggling with editing. What system do I have to build? When I talk about system, I mean a routine, a habit, a daily routine or a daily habit that you do that's going to bring in leads and sales. That's what I mean. This daily system could include posting reels or TikToks, going live, DMing, and closing. That's how simple the system is. And where AI comes in is that it helps with your messaging and your scripting. And then, of course, if you have a CRM or system to move your leads into, it makes it a lot easier for you to convert. Now, some of you, I just said that and went over your head. Others of you said that and was like, that's exactly what I've been missing, because you're doing it manually and it's exhausting you. Especially if you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, you don't have an online system set up. You have a system set up where you go to networking events, you network with people, you call them, you email them. They may answer, they may not answer. You'll wait for a friend to refer someone. And then you reach out to that referral. You may have to reach out to them for a couple of times before they actually book a call with you. Nothing wrong with that system. It's just a little bit slow. That's it. What happens when the referrals stop coming in? What happens if the word of mouth ceases? What happens when you get too tired to go to networking events? What then? What if you had a system where your content worked on your behalf? Imagine your dream clients finding you from all over the world just from your videos. Imagine that. So now if you have word of mouth and referrals going, you can increase that by having video content. So I'm not saying get rid of word of mouth and referrals. I'm saying enhance it. Some of you, you're running ads right now and your ads are bringing in a couple of sales and that's it. But what if you had organic content working on your behalf too? So that each one of your social platforms where you're putting out video content is attracting your people to you. And I'm not talking about people who come to you and go, you're so inspiring. I'm talking about people who come to you and says, how can I buy from you? Where can I sign up? How much does it cost? And they actually buy. Not the people who say, how much does it cost? And then you never hear from them again. How much does it cost? And they go, that's it? Oh, that's it? It's just $97? It's just $297? That's it? I've had someone say that to me. I told someone that my price was $10,000 and they said, that's it? I said, oh, shoot, I went too low. Okay, I went too low. Some of you just heard me say my price is $10,000 and you were like, oh, I won't be able to work with her. But when you are attracting the right people, you will quote your price and they'll be like, that's it? Oh, all right, cool. Okay. Who wants some? That's it, people. Would you want to put out content where you quote your price, people go, that's it? And they just invest. And not just invest in a payment plan. I mean, people are investing, um, they're paying in full. Could you imagine having a 5K offer and people just pay you in full without having to do a payment plan? Do you know that's what happened to me in 2023? My offer at the time was $5,200. And when we were booking our clients, they were paying in full. They weren't even opting for payment plans. That's what helped me to scale so quickly, because two people at 5K is $10,000 for the month. So we had people paying in full, and we had payment plans. So we were able to scale very quickly. Some of you got people who are signing up for your payment plans and then they're defaulting by month number 2. And it's frustrating. They're defaulting on their contracts. And you're like, what in the world? I thought this money was going to come through. I want to show you how to shift that. What do you need to put in place to protect yourself so that you are still getting paid? And now you're creating predictable income. You can predict that each month I'm going to have $10,000. Each month I'm going to make $15,000. If you're like, that's exactly what I want, then join us in the AI Content to Cash Challenge. If you're on TikTok, there's an orange button at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Just click it and type challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you are on Instagram and LinkedIn, all you have to do is DM me, challenge accepted, send me your email address as well, and I'll personally send you an invite. If you're on YouTube, here, the website is displayed on the screen so that you can get access. Again, we're kicking off Monday. So I recommend, if you're like, I want to get started now, I want to know what these tools are now, I want to know what the strategy is now, I want to start getting leads 30 days from now. Like, imagine where you will be 30 days from now. Will you still be putting out content that's not doing anything? Or will you now have the clarity to put out the content that actually brings in the cash? Right? But I also want you to think about this, because there are a lot of you here where you started your business to make an impact. You started your business so that you can reach more people outside of your family, outside of your close friends. But what's the cost of you not getting started today? What are you sacrificing? Is it generational wealth? Is it financial legacy? Is it that you won't be able to bless thousands of people? Is it speaking engagements? I want to give you 2 instances in my life that if I didn't take action quickly, I would have missed out. In 2021, if I didn't invest in my coaching program, by 2023, I wouldn't have made $6,000, 6 figures. So in 2022, I ended the year making $21,000. But because I invested in coaching, in 2023, I ended the year making $117,000. Now, here's the difference. If I didn't invest in coaching right away, I would have left $117,000 on the table. We nearly hit a 100K jump from 21,000 to 117,000, all because I invested in coaching. But I would have missed out. That would have been the cost that I was paying if I didn't invest. Last thing, last year, God told me to start a podcast, and I didn't want to because I was in such a dark place, but I did it anyway. And when I started the podcast, I got a $10,000 client and I got a speaking engagement that was internationally. Had I let my fear, me being sad, anxious, suffering from fear of judgment, had I let any of those emotions hinder me from moving forward, I wouldn't have got that 10K client. I would have gotten that international speaking gig. So there's a lot of you in here where there are opportunities waiting for you. It's waiting on your yes. But if you don't get started, you're sacrificing those opportunities. Now, when I started my podcast, I had no idea those opportunities were waiting for me. All I know is that this is what God told me to do, and I did it. So there's a lot of you in here where now is your season for your business. Now is your season to get on YouTube, and now is your season to be on TikTok. But the longer you wait, the more you sacrifice the opportunities that are waiting for you. And if you can only get out of your own way and decide now is my time, then you'll start to see those opportunities opening up for you. So if you're in here and you're like, I'm ready to get started, I want to join right now. All you have to do is DM me the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. Now, the challenge is for the coach where you already have a following on social media, but you don't know how to convert those followers into customers. When Kelly joined us in the challenge, she had 30,000 followers on Instagram, and she did not know how to convert them into customers. After we showed her how to sell to her audience, she booked 6 new clients in 1 month. In 1 month. The challenge is also for the business owner where you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, and you're not sure what to say in your videos to get your audience to buy from you, right? When Jasmine joined us in the challenge, she was selling high-end art, and her art was amazing, but she didn't know what content to create to get her audience to buy. When she worked with us, she gave us a testimony. She said, Star, I got 18 sales from one video, because now she knows what videos to create to get sales. The challenge is also for the coach or the business owner where sales isn't your issue. You're already at 40K months, 50K months, 70K months. Your issue is visibility. Your social media doesn't match your income, nor does it match the impact that you're making locally. And you're ready for the world to know your name. You're ready to get booked on high-profile podcasts. You're ready to get booked on stages. You're ready to be the keynote speaking at big conferences. That's what you're ready for. But you don't know how to get there. When you post your videos, you get stuck in here. All your knowledge and wisdom is in your head, and you don't know how to get it into a 1-minute video. We show you how to do that. We show you how to create the content where your expertise is actually in your videos now, and people are drawn to you. So if you want to join us, again, DM the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're on YouTube, you can get access by going to Content to Cash Challenge /VIP. Excuse me, Content to Cash Challenge.com /VIP. All right. So that's what I have for you today. I'm excited that we got to do this topic. Again, I shared with you how one calendar gave me 42 coaching leads in 30 days. Here's what I did. I defined my message. I aligned my mind with success, and I was able to use AI tools. Let me get that right one. I designed my content using AI. And with doing that, I was able to bring in my leads so that I can convert them. I showed you the process. If you're in here, you're like, now that you have the information, you need help with implementation. That's what we help you with in a challenge. I'll be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm talking about the Wealthy Coach secret, automated leads while you sleep, right? So I'll show you how you can automate your leads while you sleep. Y'all have a great day.